everyone, Blake here on Mohique.com. We're here tonight at the Satellite with Chris from the record company. How you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for the interview.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. So, the record company, why don't you start out and tell us a little bit about how you all came together and how you met and how the record company is tonight?
We got together I moved here from Milwaukee about 3 years ago. Alex and Mark had played together in a previous band called The Frequency. So they actually lived, they have a little recording compound that they live on. They did a bunch of different music together. And then I actually met, this is going to sound kind of strange, but I was desperate to find somebody to play with when I moved here. So I put up my list of I did the Craigslist thing. I put my list of influences up. I'm telling you. I put my list of influences up on Craigslist, and I was like, this is what I do, this is what I'm into. Alex saw the list. He liked it. He just hit me back. He's like, I'm not really looking to start up a new band, but, maybe we could just hang out, listen to some records. So that's how it started. We just started listening to records together. We found out we liked a lot of the same stuff. One night we were listening about a year. We were friends for about a year after that, and Mark would hang out, we'd drink beers, we'd listen to records. And then we were listening to a record called Hooker in Heat, or Hooker in the Heat. It's Canned Heat with John Lee Hooker fronting. It's a four-sided LP. It's unbelievable. Probably one of the best records I've ever heard in my life. And we decided to form off of that record. It just kind of... That is Strange Vine, by the way. Go check them out. They're amazing. Yes. They're amazing. But so we decided to form off that record, and that's just kind of how it went from there. And we weren't thinking we could do anything like that record. It just was kind of one of those things where we realized that sound was really inspiring.
And what brought you out from Wisconsin?
It just was something I wanted to do a long time, and then my wife and I had talked about wanting to come out here. I'd been, recording and touring musician for many years out in Milwaukee, and based out of there. And then she randomly got a job at the LA Times.
How perfect.
And then that was reason enough to move. So it was great.
Very cool. So the record company, very blues inspired, and your sound is really genuine. So is this something that for you guys has been kind of ingrained in you? Have you been blues fans kind of lifelong?
Yes. I would say that we're completely lifelong fans of Muddy Waters, Jimmy Reed, John Lee Hooker, but also really big fans of early Yardbirds stuff. The Kinks are a huge band for me. The Stooges, the Ramones, love those bands. Little Richard, early rock and roll, all that stuff. Now, that being said, that's kind of where we draw our influence from as a band, but we listen to so many different things, so it's not like we're only sitting around listening to that kind of music, but it's we record everything completely live, and including vocals a lot of the time, so it's kind of the old way of doing it, which is refreshing for me because my whole life I was always told why don't you guys sound like you sound live, and it's well, now we're just recording what we do live, so it works. Yeah.
Which is great. It comes through. It really does.
I'm glad it does.
Yeah, definitely. So you guys are relatively new as far as a band. Haven't been together maybe about a year or so?
We played our first show on January 5th of this year.
Wow.
And we're at November 26th of 2012.
Yeah, so not very long at all. And you guys have had quite a busy year. I know you have done, you hit up South by Southwest. You've had a couple international festivals.
Yeah.
And a commercial. You guys, it was a cover featured in a Coors commercial, which is kind of cool.
That was awesome, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
those are kind of the things that help a band fund itself these days. Seeing as we do all our own recordings and mixing and mastering, we don't have to pay money to do that right now. So anything that you can do outside of that to earn a little extra income to fund a tour or whatever, it helps, So that's kind of the way that went,
Yeah. I know it just seems like you guys have been keeping yourselves busy. How is that kind of being a newer band and then having, such a busy schedule and having kind of some good success like that?
Well, what do you mean? How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I feel happy. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it was a surprise that, you know, it's been as busy a year as it has. To be quite frank and honest, I didn't really expect it. I'd say that we started playing this music mostly out of just like, this is what we always wanted to do as individuals. It just wasn't something that ever felt like it was the right time to do. And then when I met these two guys, Al and Mark, it was like, it just made complete sense. It sounded right off the bat. And I didn't really expect that many people to be into it at all. So I wasn't expecting to have a busy year. I was just happy to be playing music that worked out really good, you know, and sounded to me the way it should. So anything beyond that has been just total bonus, you know. So
which is very cool. So now tonight we're here at the Satellite, and this is your last night of your November residency. How has that been for you?
It's been amazing. It's been an absolutely amazing residency. We had a lot of great bands out. Every band we've had has been killer. We're fortunate enough to get like a lot of friends to also present the shows, like Kevin Bronson with Buzz Bands, and Mohique, and some other great people that have come out and helped make it like really way better than I could have ever hoped for. And Molly and Jennifer at the Satellite were amazing in helping set it up. And honestly, I wanted to thank them just thank those two, because they kind of gave us the opportunity to do this residency when we're still a fairly young band. So it was nice to get that opportunity, and I think it's been just an amazing experience for us. We've had a blast, an absolute blast doing it. So, yeah.
Very cool. Well, we're excited to see you guys play tonight for sure. And what can you tell us about what's coming up next for you guys?
Well, we're gonna put out a little EP of another pre-EP. Just some cover tunes that we recorded over the year. We just did some, when we have our own studio, so we just kind of record. We have like 20 originals recorded, but we've just put out an EP with a bunch of original music. So we have this cover thing laying around, and we just literally put this other thing out. And we're like, well, we'll put this out for free download. So that's coming out. We have a video for our song Medicine Man, which is about to come out here in the next couple of days. Playing with Social Distortion at the House of Blues, December 27th.
Okay, cool.
And then next year, who knows? We've got a couple of irons in the fire, and
yeah,
I'm sure
at the rate things are going, right, it could get crazy.
I'm not hoping for anything, but I hope we can just keep playing. It's been a blast,
What have been some of the highlights of this year, all year?
It's gonna sound like you don't mind if I cuss, do you?
No.
It's gonna sound like complete bullshit, but Ringo Starr actually was at our show earlier this year, and like actually talked to me after the show, and
very cool.
We got to like talk, and like he said he liked the band, which I'm gonna swear
completed your life.
Freaking flipped me out, man. My mom was there. She was in visiting from out of town, and she was like the biggest like Beatle maniac ever. So he walked in, and the reason it happened, it's not like it was because it was us there. It was not for that reason. We were opening for Paul McCartney's kid, and James McCartney. And then, so Ringo was there to watch him, and we were the opening act. So that was a pretty big thrill.
Yeah, what a moment.
That was a huge thrill.
Yeah.
And then just, some of the festivals that we played up in Canada were a real shock, because the radio got behind us, and we showed up and people knew our tunes, and that was really freaky, man, because like I wasn't expecting that at all. So that was like definitely Montreal Jazz Festival, Harvest Jazz and Blues Festival, both up in Canada, were definite highlights of the year. In my career, I've been playing long enough that I've had some shit years, multiple years. Yeah. So like when you get in a band and it's working and you're getting along,
and it just fits,
and things are working,
just happen naturally.
If it seems like I'm overly thankful, trust me, I'm not overly thankful, because I couldn't be thankful enough.
My favorite song is This Crooked City. So I'm
Oh,
hoping
cool.
you guys are going to play that tonight.
We are, and it's actually
Excellent.
the only time we will have played it at the residency. So
Perfect.
yeah, I'm glad
Very
you like
cool.
it.
I'm here tonight then to check it out.
Right on.
Very cool. So if you can just tell our viewers maybe where is the best place for them to find out information on upcoming events, maybe shows and music.
Okay. You can find out about us at therecordcompany.net. That's therecordcompany.net, not .com. And we have a EP up there called Super Dead that you can download for free. And you can also find us on Facebook, / The Record Company. Twitter is The Record Comp. But, just go to therecordcompany.net. That'll take care of all.
Get you where you
need
need
more
to be.
after that, there are ways to find us. Hello, I'm Chris. I'm with The Record Company, and this is Mohique.com.